As Kondo spoke, his voice echoed grandly throughout the hall.
皆も徳川第14代将軍徳川家茂公が上洛されるという話は聞き及んでいると思う。その上洛に伴い公が二条城に入られるまで新選組総力をもって警護の任に当たるべしとの要請を受けた。
The Shinsengumi guard the shogun? Almost immediately, the room exploded into cheers.
池田屋や金門の変の件を見て、さすがのお偉方も俺らの働きを認めざるを得なかったんだろうよ。
警護中は文字通りの意味で僕らの刀に国の行く末がかかってるなんてね。
He let out a snort of laughter as he spoke. There was something in what he said that put her on edge. Then again, it wasn't if she'd been going to guard the shogun.
上洛の警護とはまた。もしも三男さんが生きていれば、本当に惜しい人を亡くしましたね。
They'd never told Ito the truth about Sinan. In fact, the entire incident surrounding his transformation had been covered up. Only a few of the men of the Shinsengumi knew the truth. Perhaps Kondo felt guilty for deceiving him, because she saw a brief flicker of bitterness cross his face before he spoke.
ともあれ、これから忙しくなる。まずは大使の編成を考えねばなるまいな。そうだな。俺とトシ、ソウジ。
だるい近藤さん。掃除は今回外してやってくれねえか。風邪気味みてえだからな。
そうなのか。ソウジ、大丈夫か。
自分では別に問題ないと思うんですけどね。土方さんは大げさすぎるから。
問題ないじゃねえよ。さっきも咳してただろうが。
やれやれ。土方さんは過保護すぎるんですよ。
His smile had turned a little bitter as he spoke, but he looked fine. Perhaps Hijikata was being overprotective. She didn't have much time to dwell on it, however, before...
近藤さん、実は俺もちょっと調子が。
なんだ、平助も風邪か。せっかくの晴れ舞台、全員揃って将軍様を迎えたかったのだがな。
すいません。
いや、体調は大事だな。体調はいずれまた機会もあるであろうし、二人はその時存分に働いてもらいたい。
He did his best to simply wave it off, but it was easy to see his genuine concern for Okita and Heisuke. Once he had finished inspecting the rest of the soldiers and sending them off to their assignments, Hijikata turned to her.
で、お前はどうすんだ。ほうけてるんじゃねえよ。お前は警護に参加するのかって聞いてんだ。
無論構わないとも。君も今や新選組の一員と言っても過言ではない。よかったらぜひ参加してくれ。
Could she? Could she really go? She hesitated for a moment, confused. Okita and Heisuke laughed.
まあ身の心配はないと思うよ。将軍を狙う不届きな輩はそうはいないから。
行ってみるのもいいんじゃねえの。切った張ったの騒ぎにはならないだろうし。
It didn't seem quite fair to her that she wasn't even a soldier and she could go, while they were stuck back at the compound. Still, she'd felt drained lately. With the lack of information they'd been able to uncover about her father, perhaps this would be just the thing to cheer her up. Perhaps the excitement of the occasion was infectious, as she felt a steel in her spine that hadn't been there before. If so, however, it appeared that Hijikata was immune.
お前にやってもらうことは伝令とか主に使いっ走りだがな。覚悟しとけ。
Right, left, right, left. The footsteps echoed softly through the night. She decided it was best she take a short break and stopped to look up at the castle. In the early days of the Tokugawa shogunate, Nijo Castle had been a place for the shogun to stay in his way to the capital. It had been a while since the shogun had actually stayed in it, though. Words. They'd met the shogun on the road and began their escort about 30 minutes earlier, and had arrived at the castle relatively recently. By now, she'd imagined Kondo, Nagakura, Inoue, and the men were greeting the officials and important people in the shogun's... and other important people in the shogun's words. More specifically, it was her job to tell all the soldiers when to change shifts, and generally carry messages back and forth. No. Glorified errand girl, in other words. Time to get back to work then. Even a short walk around Nijo Castle was enough to see several blue jackets, all of them on guard, none of them nervous or anxious. A sudden chill ran down the length of her spine. She froze. She knew the feeling. 2 feet of cold steel waiting to find their way into you. Eyes shining with a lust for blood and violence. She'd never hoped to find herself accustomed to such a horrible thing, but in the time since she'd begun living with the Shinsengumi, she had felt it more than once. She supposed they would have called what she felt radiating from the shadows bloodlust. Her eyes were drawn up toward the roof, where no normal person would ever think to look. A large wall cast a shadow, shielding a section of the roof from the moonlight. There they stood. They looked very distinctive, unlike any soldiers she'd ever seen before. But 3 sets of piercing eyes scattered her thoughts and made it difficult for her to think. She had recognized them. Now she had to put names to faces. Chikage Kazuma, Kyuju Amagiri, Kyo Shiranui. They were connected somehow to both the Satsuma and the Choshu, and they'd made an effort to impede the Shinsengumi at Ikeda, and again at Hamaguri. Whoever they were, they did not belong at the Shogun's castle.
Ah? なんでってのが方法を言ってんなら答えは簡単だ。俺ら鬼の一族には人が作る障害なんざ意味をなさねんだよ。
そう。私たちはある目的のためにここに来た。君を探していたのです。
鬼を知らぬ。本気でそんなことを言っているのか。我が腹からともあろうものが。
He stepped forward, the shadows following him like a cloak. When Amagiri spoke, It was calm and peaceful, as if you were trying to reason with a frightened child.
君はすぐに怪我が治りませんか？波の人間とは思えないぐらい怪我の治りが早くありませんか？
She couldn't bring herself to answer that, so she pursed her lips and remained silent instead. Shiranui's eyes narrowed.
ああ、なんなら血ぶちまけて証明した方が早いか？
よせ知らぬい。否定しようが肯定しようが、どのみち俺たちの行動は変わらん。
His eyes dropped to the Kadachi at her waist.
多くは語らん。鬼を示す生徒、東の鬼の子たち。それのみで証拠としては十分に過ぎる。
Her family name? What was wrong with Kimura? She didn't understand what he was saying, but that didn't stop the cold sweat that she could feel inching down her spine. It almost felt as though the darkness itself was coming for her.
言っておくが、お前を連れて行くのに同意など必要としていない。女鬼は貴重だ。共に来い。
His hand stretched out from the darkness, pale and grasping, like the tentacle of some hideous subterranean monster. Then, out of nowhere, a blade flickered through the night.
おいおい、こんな色気のない場所、合いびきにしちゃ趣味が悪いぜ。
またお前たちか。田舎の犬は目端だけは聞くと見える。
それはこちらのセリフだ。
The sword and spear glinted in the moonlight, and Kazuma stepped back, momentarily stymied. Her legs felt suddenly weak, as if they were now shattered tension. As if the now shattered tension had been the only thing keeping her standing. She teetered backwards, her balance momentarily lost. A strong, sinewy hand caught her and pulled her back, its grip hard as steel.
下がっていろ。
Ichikata. One hand guided her around behind him, even as the other drew his sword.
将軍の首でも取りに来たかと思えば、こんなガキ一人に一体何の用だ？
将軍も貴様らも今はどうでもいい。これは我ら鬼の問題だ。
鬼だと？
His eyes narrowed.
こいつの面を拝むのは禁門の変以来だな。
As Harada drew his spear back to a ready position, she saw Shiranui's hand move towards the gun in its hip. On.
再会という意味ではこちらも同じくだ。だが、何の考えもわかんな。
Saito's hand tightened around his sword, and Amagiri's feet shifted into a stronger stance. Tension hung in the air so thick she could scarcely breathe. They were a powder keg, ready to explode. Even the slightest movement could be enough to set them off. As slowly as she could, she moved her trembling hand towards the hilt of her Kadachi. She'd nearly reached it when a voice whispered in her ear.
副長たちの心配は無用だ。
He'd appeared as silently and invisibly as if he had been a shadow himself.
副長の命だ。君はこのまま俺が屯所まで連れて行く。
It was true that if she remained, it was unlikely she could actually be of help to anyone. Oh, to definitely run away. Are you kidding? She ran towards the Shinsengumi compound of Yamazaki, scared and anxious. Several times, she turned to look over her shoulder to make sure nothing was following her. By the time they reached the temple, she'd lost count of how many times she'd checked.
俺は副長たちのところへ戻る。今の屯所にそれほど大使は残っていない。沖田さんか東堂さんのところに行くといい。おそらくそこが最も安全だ。
Without waiting for a response, he was gone. Another shadow in the night full of them. Suddenly, the night fell very quiet. The word demon echoed through her head, and their faces floated in front of her eyes. She shook her head. As the temple came back into focus, she felt very, very alone. And of course we're going to Okita.
Are?
Okita looked up from cleaning his sword as she entered the hall. His gaze was puzzled. After all, she was supposed to be at Nijo Castle.
どうしたの一人で。さては、ヘマして土方さんに追い返されたとか？
His grin slid away, and he turned serious.
何があったのか聞かせてくれるかな？
Just thinking about it made her shudder, but something in Okita's eyes urged her to tell him. She swallowed and began to speak. When she mentioned the name of Chikaze Kazuma, the man who defeated Okita at the Ikeda Inn, she saw his hand curl around the hilt of his sword, knuckles white from strain. She told him everything, except how they'd called her a demon.
あいつらが来ると分かってたなら、意地でも行くべきだった。
His voice was quiet, but hard as steel.
君にまで病人扱いされるほど調子が悪いわけじゃないよ。土方さんは大げさすぎ。
For just a moment, all colors but one drained from the world. She forgot about demons and castles, and saw only one thing. The sickly red splattered across Okita's hand and mouth. His voice was rough and strained, but filled with unexpected rage. He wiped the blood from his mouth and glared at her over the top of his hand. From under his bangs, his eyes, burning with anger, nailed her to the floor.
今見たことは忘れて。大丈夫。ただ喉が傷ついただけだよ。
She'd heard of cases from her father of people who had coughed up so much they began to cough up blood. She could feel her eyes brimming with tears, but Okita's grim smile told her what he wanted to say. Would say.
しょうがないか。今二条城に行っても間に合わないだろうしね。
He grumbled and complained like a child, but before long, she convinced him to lay down and rest. With Okita settled, she sat down herself to wait until the others returned. She was lonely, of course, but there were other, more important reasons to stay with him. Hopefully he agreed. So much had happened. Her mind spun, full to bursting. Once the rest of the men returned, there was a meeting among the captains. The subject of that meeting was the three men who'd appeared in Nijo Castle: Chikage Kazuma, Kyuji Amagiri, and Kyo Shirinui. They had called themselves demons, and their previous encounters with the Shinsengumi suggested that they were involved somehow with Satsuma and the Choshu. Although it wasn't clear if the three men were members of any domain, the Satsuma and Choshu were the most vocal imperialist domains. What was clear was they, Kazuma, Amagiri, and Shiranui, were not to be taken lightly. There was another problem, however. Why had they come for her? Hijikata asked if she had any idea why they would have targeted her, but she was as desperate to know as he was. They'd called her one of them. They'd known her last name. Kazuma had pointed out her Kadachi, although she didn't understand what he'd said. She couldn't bring herself to tell Hijikata and the captains. What if they didn't believe her? She didn't believe her. Her name is Chizuru. She's the daughter of her father and her mother. She's a normal girl, nothing out of the ordinary. Her only memento of her mother, her Kadachi, lay in her palm. She squeezed it tight. Who is she? The compound was alive with noise and movement. She passed several soldiers in the halls, each one of them excited about something.
冗談じゃありませんよ、まったく。どうしたもこうしたもありませんよ。私がなんであんな野蛮人どもと同じ部屋で肌を晒さなきゃならないのです。
Ito's explanation was anything but. Ito did his best to collect himself, shakily adjusting his hair and clothing before he spoke.
将軍上洛の時に近藤さんと意気投合したお医者様が屯所に来られているのですよ。大使たちの健康診断を行うとかの名目で。
With a disdainful sniff, he glared pointedly across the hall, toward the area he just left. Men were getting physical checkups, that much she knew. Given her particular situation, she'd been exempted by the captains, who had also given her special instructions to stay away.
あのハゲ坊主、みんなの前で私に服を脱げとおっしゃるのよ。拒んだら無理やり脱がそうとするし。それにあの大使たちの態度、まったくなんて野蛮なんでしょう。
Savages seemed a bit strong. At any rate, perhaps she should perhaps she should go see what a physical entailed. She was a doctor's daughter after all.
確か松本良順とか言ったかしら。
Hmm? When she first came to Kyoto, her plan had been to try and find Dr. Matsumoto. Her father had told her that she could rely on the man if she ever needed anything. Unfortunately, he'd been away on business when she arrived, and after that... there was no time to waste.
あらあら、あんな野蛮人に会いたいなんて、なんて物好きなのかしら。
She could hear loud voices from inside. The scene froze her in place.
よし、次の人。
おう、俺の番だな。一丁頼ます先生。ふっ、どうすか。剣術一筋で鍛えに鍛えたこの体。
新八さんの場合、体は頑丈だもん。見てもらうのは頭の方だよな。
ああ、余計なこと言ってると締めるぞ平助。
長倉新八と。よし、問題ない。次。
先生、もっとちゃんと見てくれよ。
いやいや、申し分ない健康体だ。
新八、後ろが使えてるんだからさっさと終わらせろ。
そうじゃなくてよ、もっと他に見るところがあんだろ。
診察は見てもらうものであって見せつけるものじゃない。さっさとどけ。
It wasn't difficult to see why Ito had been so desperate to escape. She couldn't imagine him as part of such a display.
君はもう少し胃腸に気をつけるようにな。この薬を食後に飲むように。今ので薬が切れたか。
She was waiting outside when Matsumoto stepped out of the room where he was conducting the examinations. He looked at her for a moment. His eyes narrowed in curiosity.
薬の補充も兼ねて休憩にしようか。君、ちょっと手伝ってくれるかね。
What luck?
松本先生、雪村君。
Kondo appeared, just as she was preparing to introduce herself to the doctor.
おお、早速会えたようだな。
はい、おかげさまで感謝しております。
She was utterly lost. Dr. Matsumoto laid a gentle hand on her shoulder.
私は君に会うためにここに来たんだよ。高堂さんの娘さんがここに身を寄せていると近藤さんが教えてくれたんだ。
高堂さんと松本先生が懇意にしていたことは俺も知っていたからな。何か高堂さんの手がかりになればと思い、松本先生が今日に戻ってすぐに連絡を取った。
The Shinsengumi had their own reasons for wanting her father found, but Dr. Matsumoto's appearance was still cause for joy. They smiled. Dr. Matsumoto went on to explain that he'd just barely missed her when they'd left for Edo. When he'd left for Edo as she came to Kyoto. He'd received all her letters, but once he'd finally returned, he had no idea where she'd gone, and consequently couldn't come to find her. Kondo's mention of her presence had taken him quite by surprise.
すれ違いだったとはいえ、辛い思いをさせてしまったようだ。君がここにいる事情は分かっておるよ。何か不自由なことはないかね。
His face took a grim cast. Before he even spoke, she knew what his response would be.
残念ながら、私も高堂さんの居場所は知らないんだ。
The defeated tone of her voice surprised her. She supposed, on some level, she had believed that Dr. Matsumoto would have some sort of miraculous revelation about her father. Foolish of her, of course. That didn't make the truth any less devastating. Kondo simply nodded.
君はここにいることであの薬に関わってしまったようだが、あの薬、つまり高堂さんが新選組で行っていた研究のことについてだが。
Yes, she knew what he meant. The experiments her father had conducted was some strange concoction that could make people go mad. And that's actually a good stopping point where we will get a little bit more in depth with Dr. Matsumoto here. And I'll see you next time.